twice. How can the Obama administration risk our safety by putting criminal immigrants back on the streets?
Listen, we release people every day, and the idea that we are going to review every single person that is released.
You release thousands of people every day?
We release thousands of people every month.
With me is Virginia Congressman Bob Goodlatte, chair of the House Judiciary Committee, who held the hearings this week on the release of those criminal immigrant detainees. Mr. Chairman, thank you for being with us this evening.
It's good to be with you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, did ICE really have to release these criminals already ruled by a judge to be the worst of the worst?
No, they did not have to be released. We have shown that they had several pots of money they could turn to handle sequestration, and quite frankly, I believe this was part of a larger effort on the part of the administration to close air traffic control towers, to threaten to not inspect meat for safety in our meat processing facilities, to suspend White House tours, all in an effort to suggest that cutting 2.5% out of the $3.7 trillion federal budget would somehow be a bad thing to do when we have a $1 trillion deficit.
Mr. Chairman, with all due respect, I understand, the budget problems, you want to scare people, but you don't let criminals out of jail, especially people who came here illegally and have been ruled to be the worst of the worst. How can the ICE director, I want you to take a look at something else he said. Put this one up, guys.
I did not want to rob Peter to pay Paul. And, my view is that we need to maintain the operations of the agency. I don't want to furlough people, and I need to make rational judgments across the PPAs that we are given by the Appropriations Committee.
Your response to that, Mr. Chairman?
Well, the response is that we don't want Peter or Paul out on the streets robbing somebody else. One of my colleagues on the committee, the subcommittee chairman, made that very point. There was no need to release these folks onto the streets. Several hundred of them have been convicted of significant crimes, theft, identity theft, fraud, and so on. All of them had been determined to be deportable. Some of them were right on the edge of deportation, so one wonders why you didn't send them back to their home country and that way, rather than releasing them out onto our streets to continue to perpetrate crimes against American citizens.
And Congressman, the 5% that they supposedly had to save, they could have saved by other means. They had the money, they had carryover. Is that correct?
They did. They had several funds that they could turn to, and we have a process that is commonly used by our Appropriations Committee, where you go to the committee, and only the committee, you don't have to have it go through the entire Congress, and ask for funds to be reprogrammed. They had several pots of money with hundreds of millions of dollars in each that they could have turned to.
All right. Very quickly, Congressman, one more question. If we've got a choice, shouldn't we release American criminals as opposed to those people who enter the country illegally and then commit crimes?
Well, that's a Hobbesian choice. I wouldn't release any criminals onto our streets.
Congressman.
Americans would be appalled either way.
I agree, but 2,200 of them out, some of them rearrested. Congressman Goodlatte, thanks so much for being with us this evening.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.